corrupt people and another corrupt person is talking to them, they're not going to pay them any attention. But when you have a clean, decent man speaking to them, the corrupt people will listen and they will respect that decent man. So they killed this man, this leader, Martin Luther King, Malcolm. You can go on throughout history. I'm not speaking recently, I'm talking about thousands of years. And what happened to the good society? Once that leader is gone, what happens to the society? It starts to go down. The society falls. And Allah gives the society. You want to have a better society? After you kill the man, go find righteous and decent people in your society and put them on radio, put them on television, and you will revive your society. So it wasn't a physical man necessarily that they killed. It was a righteous mind that they killed in the society. Yeah. Allah. I'm trying to take the spookism out of religion so you can see its practical application. So, as I said, I'm leaving my talks 30 minutes at the most, no more than that. I was talking in the first part of the Juma'ah, first Juma'ah, about the requirement for business. This is a community responsibility. La tansa nasibaka min ad-dunya. Do not forget your share in the material world. The so-called African American, the so-called third world nations, we are suffering economically because we have forgotten our sacred responsibility to wealth. Wealth does not belong in the hands of the corrupt and the greedy. Wealth is supposed to be in the hands of the righteous and the believers. But we've been tricked out of that responsibility and thinking that wealth is for corrupt people. That's wrong. You see how serious this problem is? That I have to talk like this? That I have to make a message like this? It should be common sense. If you're comfortable with a few dollars in your pocket, you're committing a serious sin. If you have the capacity to earn hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, you're committing a sin if you don't do it to improve the lot of your society. This is a serious responsibility. And look, this Islamic concept that I'm telling you, you must make salat and then you have to give in charity. You know that. You make salat and you give in charity. If the charity wasn't so important in your religion, then what I'm about to tell you wouldn't have any significance. Your charity that you give, your business effort is so powerful and important till it had inspired the communist leaders called Lenin and Karl Marx. I don't know if you've heard of them in history. Lenin and Karl Marx were inspired by Islam, and they established their communist economy after Muhammad the Prophet. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They borrowed it, they stole it. I'm going to put a nice name on it. And the Marxist teachers, what did it say? On the distribution of wealth and maintaining the economy, they said, or he said, that wealth is to be given to the individual according to his need. That's Islam, man. But when you go to college, they won't tell you that's your Quran you just heard. And you think it's this great philosophical thinker. They're nothing but thieves. I know it's on the internet, I don't care. This truth got to come out now. And that person in turn, he is to give his work according to his ability and according to his worth. So this man, maybe he can't work as much as this man, but he's required to give to his capacity. And most of us are given little to nothing in terms of our capacity. So listen, you're going to come to this masjid, I'm going to talk to you until you stand up and accept your manhood responsibility. And the men are the maintainers and the protectors of women. And the woman is seen as a beautiful rose, beautiful flower. That's how she's seen. in creation. But you've never seen a rose or a flower, I'm talking about a natural rose without a thorn. You go to reach for that rose and you ain't careful, the thorn is going to prick you. So what does that mean? That means no matter how beautiful that woman is, she must have a man that's going to protect her interests. This is your Quran, to protect her economic interests. And he has to be a man to protect not just her, but the whole society. Allah. I love this religion that talks to me in a common sense. In case slavery took my common sense away, the Quran gave it back to me. And it doesn't excuse my behavior with a white God or a black God or a white son of God or a black son of God. It tells you that you speak to God directly. There's nobody in between you and God. Allah. Yes. You pray to no man. You pray directly to God. Alhamdulillah. So what you going to do? You going to sit there and come here next Friday with the same mindset, with no interest in developing your self-worth, no interest in challenging your potential? This is not a boys' club. This is for men. And you have to feel the burden, like I feel the burden. It's a burden on me. I'm in charge of this big old mess here. Big old bills around here. Okay? And this should be a shared responsibility. This should be one of you that say, Imam, I've worked on my wealth and now I'm a trillionaire. Here's $1 billion. Take care of the school and all the schools in the nation. I'm not just running my mouth. I'm not giving you witticism. We have Muslims in other nationalities that do what I'm telling you right now. Pakistani Muslims, Saudi Arabian Muslims, Sudanese Muslims, who give millions of dollars because they understood the Quran, saying that you have a financial responsibility, fiduciary role in the support of the community life. Allah. This is your religion. And those of you who have the ability to do this, if you don't act on your ability, you're going to be punished by Allah. Allah has given you an endowment with a special economic ability that I don't have, and you sitting on the floor and won't do nothing with it. Allah's going to punish you for that. Don't be looking around, I'm talking to you. I'm not going to play with, don't play with me. Don't come here and think you're just going to sit on the floor and somebody going to lullaby you to death doing dhikrs to you and read Quran. No, man. You got to engage yourself in the material world. Allah has given you a brain. And every time you go to sajda, you go down like this here, and Allah is telling you, take the brain that I gave you, put it in the earth, and bring out of the earth what you need. That's sajda. Stop going down like you're imitating a puppet. I'm going down in the earth. I got to bring some iron, some gold, some oil. I got to bring it out for myself, my family, and community. I'm not just running my mouth. As I told him in the other Juma'ah, I'm 70 years old, and I'm opening up another business, and I can hardly walk on my feet. And I'm going to keep trying to go in this business till Allah take me out of this world. Because I don't want to go meeting Allah with all this potential, and I didn't do nothing with it. I'm going to excuse myself. I got diabetes. I got emphysema. Allah didn't make no sisters. Allah only makes men. Allahu Akbar. So you need to take a look in the mirror. Somebody has lied to you. I'm talking to you sitting on the floor. Somebody has lied to you and told you other than what you're hearing now. You should be excited. You should be energetic. You should take the Quran and run to the Quran with it in your arm and go into business. Go into international trade. Get a shipping firm. Get airports with the Quran. Go with it together. And be dissatisfied with the little check that you make. $300, $400, $500, whatever it is a week. That's a shame. Allah has given you more potential than your whole life can realize. We need tough talk. We need tough talk like this. Okay? Men want to match up with another man. See? You don't want a little boy. Excuse me for not working. Forgive me for not working. That is not a man. Lord. Who gave you that beard? Huh? You got the beard. Sisters don't have the beard. You got the mustache. Sisters don't have the mustache. You got the big muscle. Sisters don't. Why you have this? Well, Allah's letting you know that this is the leader that I want in you. Oh, Lord. Yeah. And if you don't do it, I hope that little young boy does it. And that little young boy back there, Nasir. I hope them young boys will take the message that we fail to carry. Alhamdulillah. You got to do better than this, brother. You got to do better. This ain't community. See this building? This is not community. This is a masjid. It's not community. Community is banks, industry, farming. You understand? That's industry. And the masjid is just trying to get you into industry. Alhamdulillah. So I'm going to be talking on business for a while. You're going to get sick and tired of hearing me until more of you start getting serious. And if some of you got some money, come on and get with me. Let me and you put some money together. They'll tell you, I don't steal money. I've given thousands of dollars to try to make business work, myself personally. And I'm willing to do it again. Some things fail. But as long as I got some extra money, I'm going to do it. And you got to do the same thing. Lord, you get up and make salat, you go out here in the world and you find your destiny and path that Allah has for you and improve the Muslim ummah. Get out of this Alibaba and the 40 thieves mentality. You know, if it wasn't for these kind of footballs, y'all would be riding up here instead of a car, you'd be riding a camel. If I didn't talk like this. You ride a camel in the middle of wintertime. Snow this deep with sandals on. Assalamu brother. You understand? But thank Allah for these kind of footballs that make you think and make you be real for the environment that you're in. This is why Muhammad is the mercy to all of the worlds. And he's a mercy here to the world of poverty. Alhamdulillah. So as I conclude, there was a line of men in his time. They was all one behind the other. And he had wealth, big stack of money like this. And as they would come up to him, he would look at their sad state, he'd give them money. Some of them he didn't give them money, he told them, get what you want. This is true story, I'm not making this up. One guy was so greedy, he was getting so much money, he said, Prophet, help me get some more money. This is true, I'm not making it up. It's written, Allah. Show you how wonderful that man was. Then one man came up to the prophet, looked like y'all. This guy, he was about 8,000 feet tall, shoulders this wide, muscles in his eyebrows. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, help me. You know what the prophet did to that man? He told one of the companions, give me your belt. And he took the belt from his companion and gave it to this big, huge man. He didn't give him no money. He gave him a rope and told him to go out there in the woods, gather wood, come back. He shaking his head. Yeah, he knows the story, so you know I ain't lying. And sell it. Do you know that man never came back and asked Prophet Muhammad for a dime? Why? Because he didn't need money. He needed his identity. And the Prophet gave him his identity. Takbir! This is why this man is so wonderful. Allahu Akbar. You know, I always talk about the women. They always say, how come you never talk about the men? Because the women are more downbeaten. What did the prophet say for the women? He said, paradise lies at the foot of the mother. You sisters, are you listening to me? So you don't need no reefers, you don't need no wine, you don't need no tavern, you need an identity too. And most of our sisters out there need what I just said. They need to hear that the prophet said that you what every woman needs to hear this. They need to hear this maybe 100 times a day in this doggone culture. They need to hear this. Then the next thing they need to hear is that the woman is the guardian of the sanctuary of life. If we had the opportunity to make these statements during the presidential candidate, you wouldn't have had the situation you got right now. Because women have been so divested of their self-image till they voted for a man who talked against them. And they need this phraseology from Islam to tell these women that voted the wrong way. You are the guardian of the sanctuary of life. Why would you put a wolf over the chicken coop? So, I'm showing you the practicality of your religion, your Islamic religion. I'm not taking you out there. You got enough liquors to get that from somebody else. I'm going to give you common sense how to apply the Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad the Prophet without making you a space cadet. And the last thing I want to say to you sisters, the Prophet said about you women. He said paradise lies at the foot of the woman. You know what else Prophet Muhammad said about y'all? Sisters, he told us brothers, be blessed and marry a sister that will help you get into paradise. Takbir! So that ain't no put down on a woman. Twice he has respected her. Twice says that paradise lies at her feet, and the second time says marry one that'll send you to paradise. Good God Almighty. Alhamdulillah. So you mean to tell me you're not going to protect her with that kind of phrase? Alhamdulillah. A woman that'll help you get into paradise. Allah Akbar. So may Allah bless you men.